Hello, my name is Brian Wojtowicz, and today I want to talk to you about something very personal. It's not the views of Centerport at all. It's just sometimes you watch the news or you see things and it kind of changes you, or it influences you a little bit, and you want to say something. And this is all about the topic, something that's been on my heart constantly, and even in my own personal experience, it also echoes in what I see in the global scene. And the topic is acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent. Now, what I'm about ready to show is my personal views, and I understand that a lot of people will not agree with all four areas about what I'm really ready to talk about. But I feel like it's my responsibility, especially within the sight of all that's coming to air, and people saying, well, why didn't you say something in the last 14 years, or why didn't you say this then? And a lot of times we don't say anything because, quite frankly, no one listens to us. But at least for public record, I want to get out there and tell you what I think about these four areas. And it's hit the news a lot about four people I want to talk about: Herman Cain, Jerry Sandusky, and Conrad Murray, and Joe Paterno. Now, you wouldn't think of putting all these names together, but let me divide this up into I want to talk about two areas here. Two that I feel like needs to be brought to justice well, and two, I believe in one, I feel like too many people are being acquitted when they should be brought more to justice, and I'm using that word lightly, acquitted. And then the other two, I believe, are kind of being the fall men and everything. So let me just let's talk about Herman Cain real quick. First of all, I think it's ironic. These are my personal views. Herman Cain, I believe, a person that runs for president should be prepared to take care of all these issues. And I believe he's like this big icon, godlike figure to so many people, that he's not being addressed, just like Jerry Sandusky was not being addressed. And here, so you have these contrasts. I want to show the contrast real quick. Here you've got Herman Cain that's being accused by four women, and I feel like it's not being addressed enough. You hear it here and there, but he's really keeps dodging the main point. And people even say accused, and people ask, well, why didn't you come forward before? The same reason. Look at Jerry Sandusky, that whole situation. Here, Jerry Sandusky, many people went forward, but no one listened. No one listened. So my question is do 8 people have to accuse Herman Cain in order for justice to be seen there? I mean, how many people have to come forward and accuse the man of something before something is investigated? All I'm asking is that we start investigating this person more, and that things are brought to light. Otherwise, we should not be mad at people with the Jerry Sandusky case. I know these are two different things, but still, people their rights are being denied. People are going forward, and people aren't listening with the Herman Cain thing. And then you've got Jerry Sandusky, and this is, now I want to bring another contrast, but here is Jerry Sandusky, and he's been accused so many times, and you find out all these things, and then no one's brought it to justice, okay? But I want us to be focused on condemning the guilty, okay? Those are guilty parties in my mind. At least they should be investigated fully, okay? But be careful not to make people fall men around them. And all the people with Jerry Sandusky, make sure you're focusing on Jerry Sandusky's behavior and not all the other people's behavior, please. Because that's where you start condemning the innocent and then acquitting the guilty. And now let me say this too. Here, let me contrast these two people, Jerry Sandusky and Conrad Murray, okay? Jerry Sandusky's out on bail, great? Oh yeah, right, okay. You cannot convince me that with all the accusations that are out there, should the man really be out on bail? And then you've got, and these are my personal views, but then you've got Conrad Murray over here, who, is he really going to be going around? I mean, I believe, personally, I don't agree with what's happened to Conrad Murray at all. I think he's a fall guy. I think if that was me laying there, or any one of us, and it wasn't a pop star, I think there been a much different outcast, and I'm sorry for the Jackson people. I know you won't agree with me and everything like that, but I think we're trying to protect more of a legacy of a man than protecting a man's rights. And I think we need to be very careful here on this. And I wouldn't even speak out about this. This is not my jurisdiction at all. This is not, these aren't my cities. These aren't anything. At the same time, I feel like these are human beings. These are people's lives that are going on. And we need to do something to protect and make sure that the guilty are held accountable and the innocent are acquitted. So here you've got this Conrad Murray that is handcuffed handcuffed in after the sentencing and brought back to jail, and because he's a flight risk and because he's suicide watch and everything. You cannot, and so you're treating Conrad Murray like this great felon, and then you let out on bail Jerry Sandusky. You know, I don't understand it. I don't agree with this. This is injustice to me. You keep Jerry Sandusky, to me. If anyone should be on suicide watch, he would, because if he's really done what he's done, you might have a suicide on your hands. I don't know if he would do that. He even said once, by his own words, that he would rather be dead. Then you got Conrad Murray. Now, I don't know about Conrad Murray. I don't know the whole situation. All I know is, and I'm very displeased. I'm very displeased. I do not, to the public that are cheering on the guy's condemnation or the whatever, and the person. I mean, isn't it just distasteful when you hear people down with someone and like you're rooting over their destruction? I mean, were any of you, and maybe you were there, but were we, how much there were we for Michael Jackson when he was being accused of all his things? And were we there? Were we there to keep him from doing drug overdoses and stuff like that? I mean, were we really there for his friends? You know, I feel like everybody's gets to get wrapped up in the whole drama of everything, and they just want to they want to see someone go down for something. I think this is wrong. I don't think it's right, and I think it's really poor. As a human being, we shouldn't be that way. That's just my opinion, and I feel like I have to speak out against it. Now, you've got Joe Paterno. I'm not into football or anything, but come on, guys. Here, you've got Conrad Murray and Joe Paterno. Another, in my mind, Joe Paterno, fall guy. I mean, the guy's, what, 80-something years old. He's devoted his whole life and everything like that. First of all, let me say, it is not Joe Paterno's job. It's the police job and the university's job. Joe Paterno's a coach, okay? It is not his job to make sure justice is done. Now, yeah, he even admits by his own words that he should have done more. At least he's saying he should have done more. You know, that's a lot better position than you go way back over to Herman Cain, and he's denying everything, and he's not coming clean, and he's, you know, I'm not even going to go there, but please, I'm asking, bring justice to this thing with Herman Cain. Look into this, investigate it. It's our responsibility. Otherwise, we're doing the same thing we did with Jerry Sandusky, and we didn't investigate it, we didn't look into it, and here, look at the outcast. So how many people's lives have to be destroyed before Herman Cain, this is being looked into? Now, I'm not saying, personally, my life isn't completely without flaws or anything. Personally, that's one of the many reasons I don't run for president. I mean, that's obviously I have a lot longer list than that. But the point is a guy runs for president. He's just asking for that, and he should expect it. And if he really had that in his past, he shouldn't dare be out there. And I think all of CNN should be shining a light on there, because, quite frankly, the thing with Jerry Sandusky, that's been blown open. There's already investigation. Do we need to really talk about it all day long, all the time? That's really, in a way, that's old news. At least the CNN, you could still make a difference in the Cain situation. You could expose light. You could use your media to shine light over to that situation with Herman Cain and bring justice to an area that there's people are accusing him of something, and it needs to be looked into. Was he there? I have questions. Was he at the hotel? Did he upgrade the hotel? Did he upgrade it? Was he there? Did he ever meet with the woman? Come on, this is investigation 101, I'm sure. Okay, so anyway, so I'm asking two things, I guess. And, you know, Herman Cain brought to justice more, investigated more. Jerry Sandusky, he's out on bail, don't agree with that. Conrad Murray, jailed, sentenced. I am asking that he be acquitted eventually. He's a fall guy. Conrad Murray's a fall guy. I'm sorry, that's just what I believe, and I think we're bringing a lot of injustice on our country and on what we're doing as a people. And we have no business going under other countries while we are refusing to bring justice to the right people in this country. People are being constantly accused of things they didn't do. The innocent are going to jail, and the guilty are going free constantly in our country. We really need to look at this and do something about it. There again, these are my views. They're not the views of Centerport. And Joe Paterno, my goodness, the guy's old, man. You know, I watched him and he's cowering in the back of his truck. I mean, is this really how the guy should be going out in life? I'm sorry. We should be ashamed of ourselves. And if anything happens to Joe Paterno over this, yeah, he says he could have done more. But really, should he have the same downfall as Jerry Sandusky, who did the act? I mean, yes, we need to look into this more. But before we take drastic actions, we need to make sure that who's guilty and who's innocent. So please, let's take up the case and let justice prevail. Let's take up the case and let justice prevail. We need to condemn the guilty and acquit the innocent. And I just ask that we do that simple thing and that we do proper investigation. Let it rest on the courts, the police, and on the courts. And don't fire people and bring people down when it's not fully their responsibility. But if someone's running for president and someone's abusing people, both Herman Cain and Jerry Sandusky, they need to be brought to justice. But if Conrad Murray, he's not a threat to society as far as I'm concerned, and Joe Paterno, you know, let the guy go out in style. I'm not even into football, but I encourage you fans to come alongside him. You know him better than I do. I commend you for being there for him. And I condone, or I think it's condemn, or whatever, I don't approve of those who keep supporting Herman Cain as president. Come on. Come on. This shouldn't be happening. We should do a full investigation into Herman Cain. It's the most displeased thing I have right now. We should do a full investigation on Herman Cain right now. And let Joe Paterno, let him go his way and not destroy the man's life. And we've already destroyed Conrad Murray's life. And Jerry Sandusky is out on bail. Go figure. I don't understand it. We need to condemn the guilty while acquitting the innocent. Thank you.